So somebody was asking me, Milton, why is it that you are only making videos about studies abroad? I don't want to study abroad. I want to ask for Aduro. Could you please make a video on how I can ask for Aduro abroad? So this is a video to those that want to ask for Aduro abroad. So if you intend to move here, then at the end of the day, you ask for Aduro. There is a visa. Yeah, you can apply to this particular visa. If you are one of those people who want to come here, right, then you want to find your way into Europe. I'm going to give you some tips and give you equally some documents and also tell you some things that you can do to twist your application that can basically get you a visa to come here. Okay, you must not come to the Netherlands. And also, while you are using this particular visa type, if you are applying for this visa, you should understand that when you get to Europe, it might not be easy. It would not be easy for you to convert this visa into a work visa or a student visa in any of these top European countries. The European countries I'm talking about are these countries with higher GDPs. You have Luxembourg, Switzerland, Norway, Netherlands, Denmark, okay, Sweden, and all the rest. To convert your tourist visa to a work visa or student visa in these countries is not gonna be easy. I know some people will come to the comment section and try to counter this, but I'm telling you real life story. Don't let people deceive you on so many things. I like myself because I will always say it the way it is. Then now I said in these top countries it might be difficult, but it does not mean that everywhere in Europe it might be difficult for you to actually convert this visa. I'm just telling you what I know. And if you actually think that Aduro is not a problem for you, right? If you are not coming here with the intention that, oh, at the end of the day, you might convert this visa to study or work, but if you think you just want to use it to come in, then you find your way, which is definitely going to be Aduro. I have some of my friends, right, who came from Cameroon with tourist visas. Some are in Amsterdam, and others are in Italy and other places in Europe. I don't want to go into those details. So, if you are looking for a visa which is not a study visa, this is a visa you should apply for. I'm going to break it down. The video is going to be long. Let me draw your attention to this so you know. At the end of the day, you don't complain that, oh, I don't go straight to the point. I'm so sorry, I cannot go straight to the point because if I do, so many people would not understand this information. Now, if you must apply for this visa, take these points down and share this video for me. Encourage people to share the video and like the video as well so that so many people can equally see it. Okay, if you must apply for this visa, I'm going to be checking my daughter. You should understand, I have said it already, you cannot study. Second option is that if you apply to enter into any country in Europe with this particular visa, this visa can take you to 29 other countries in the European Union, in the Schengen zone, I beg your pardon. Now, you must understand that if you are not going to a Schengen country with this particular visa, you cannot even call it a Schengen visa, by the way. And the Schengen visa is going to be of various types because this is a trick people are using to trick you, and some of you do not understand. If someone tell you that they are doing visit visa for you to come to Europe, know that it's a Schengen visa, a short stay visa of less than 90 days. A Schengen visa can also be a study visa, which most of the time it's either a C visa or D visa, depending on the country in which you are going to. Example is Austria. Now, a Schengen visa can also be a tourist visa. It can also be a business visa. It can also be a medical visa, and it can equally be a conference visa. Okay, it can also be a visit visa. I'm just telling you so that you know all these categories I gave you now, they are all called Schengen visas. Now, if you are applying, also remember that you have to make the visa officer believe that you would return back home when it's exactly 90 days. In fact, before the 90 days, you have to be back home or in your home country. But of course, they know that you are not going to return, but give them the impression that you are going to return. I'm going to break it down. When you apply for this visa, you have to also let the visa officer understand that you have money. These are two important things, documents and finance. I'm coming to that. Also understand that if you have work experience and if you have maybe travel experience, it's going to boost your visa application and increase your chances of getting an approval. But nowadays, it doesn't mean that if you have never traveled, you cannot get a Schengen visa. No, it's not like that. However, I encourage you to put in your application if you cannot come through the study pathway. But remember that Milton said to convert this visa is going to be difficult. To work with this visa is going to be difficult. And I'm telling you real life stories. To work in the Netherlands with a Schengen visa, the chances is 99.99% not possible. Because who is going to convert the visa? No employer is going to risk that because, of course, your application was done through IND and so many other countries. People will not tell you this real truth I'm telling you. Now, also understand that this visa needs insurance. And somebody was asking me a few days back if he has to pay 30,000 euros. No, you just have to pay the premium version. Of course, you are going to see a requirement like you need a 30,000 euros insurance to actually apply for your Schengen visa. All you need to do is to go to an insurance company, tell them that you want to go to Europe, you want to move to this Schengen country and you need insurance. You need insurance for maybe 6 months, 3 months, depending on what you want to buy. Remember, if you are moving to any country within the Schengen zone, let's say you want to move to France, but with the intention of moving to Italy, Germany, Poland, make sure that you apply through the French embassy. I hope you understand. And also, if you can show itineraries linking your movement, it is going to be good. I'm still coming to that. Now, let's go to the requirements that you need to apply for a Schengen visa and break it down. You need a Schengen visa application form, and most of the time, you are going to get this form from the embassy's website or the diplomatic mission website. It depends on which country you want to apply to enter, right? Remember, I said there are 29 countries now in the Schengen zone, so it depends on which one you want to enter. Okay, you might want to ask me, Milton, which Schengen country is easy to enter with a Schengen visa? Well, to my observation, I think France, Switzerland, and maybe Luxembourg are easy to enter with a Schengen visa. Not really easy, but I think you stand a chance. Now, why did I say so? When I was applying for my study visa to come to the Netherlands, there was a guy who applied for Luxembourg. He told me he got it because we were there the same day. But guess what? The visa officer asked him if he has travel experience. And behold, he had travel experience. In fact, he got a visa to go to the Schengen country, Poland, but he had not traveled because the program, there are a lot of things I don't want to say here. But just getting that visa already gave him an upper hand to get the next visa to Luxembourg. I hope you understand. Then another option you should know is that if you are applying for a Schengen visa, you should have an international passport. This is another document you should have, and make sure your international passport is still valid. Also, you need passport size photographs, and this photograph should be a recent photograph of yourself. Like you are seeing my face now. I cannot go and take a photograph of 6 months. It might not be the same face. So I'm just giving you the trick. Then you also need flight itinerary or flight booking. Now, this booking, you are not paying for it because you still don't know the status of your visa application, right? So all you need to do is to go to a flight agency or check online if you can find flight tickets that you can reserve for few days without paying for it, right? But the best thing I'll advise you to do is if you know people who deal with flights, go to them and ask them if they can reserve flights for you. Normally, you are not paying for it, but of course, if you are going to an agent who deals with flights, you have to pay them, as I know. But just find a way and get an itinerary. And remember, if you are going to be moving to a Schengen country, let's assume that you are moving to Belgium from September 20th, 2025. Make sure your itinerary begins from September 20th, 2025. And if you are going to exit Belgium, maybe by October 15, make sure your flight shows that you are going to leave Belgium October 15. Do not contradict it with dates. It's very important. Otherwise, your visa might be rejected. Also, understand that you need a hotel reservation. Remember, your flight ticket and your hotel reservation date, the dates on these documents, flight ticket, flight itinerary, and your hotel, they must show the same date. Because if you are leaving your country on the 18th, and your hotel reservation, let's say you are leaving your country on the 18th, and it shows that you will arrive France maybe on the 20th, and your hotel reservation is showing 21st. Now you are telling the visa officer that you are going to sleep on the street on the 20th, right? Which is not a good sign. So you have to make sure the dates correspond. Also, you need an insurance. Like I said before, this insurance must be an insurance for 30,000 euros, but you are not going to give 30,000 euros to anybody. Just make sure you go to any insurance company and try to verify if the insurance company is what you actually need to apply for this visa. Those of you who are moving to Finland, I will advise you check Swisscare, check Euro Assist. In fact, if you check the Finnish authorities' website, you are going to find an insurance that you can use, an insurance company that you can use. If you doubt anything, send a message to the embassy. They will definitely send a link to you that will help you. Now, understand that for those of you going to Germany, Alliance Insurance should be the best. Remember, I don't have any affiliation with these companies. I'm just giving you material that will help you, educational content only. Now, proof of funds. You need to show the visa officer that you have money that will take you to these countries until you come back to your home country, and you still need to have money. So when you are doing your calculation, make sure you calculate your flight ticket, your hotel reservation. Your flight ticket should be to and fro, your hotel reservation, your food, your transportation, to and fro. Then you put miscellaneous. Then also make sure you have money enough in your account when you are back, because you cannot be back from a trip and you just start working. They expect you to take some rest before you proceed. Somehow you might find some other countries giving you figures saying that if you are coming in as a tourist or maybe a visitor in our country, you have to spend this per day. And sometimes you just need to calculate by the number of days you are going to live in that particular country. And sometimes on some embassies' website, you are not going to see this information. So it will be wise for you to do the calculation. Remember, the Schengen visa to Europe is not the visitor's visa to Canada. Canada, you can stay 6 months. But in the Schengen zone or Europe, you can only stay 3 months maximum. Then exit, then you come back again. And you can get a visa for even 5 to 10 years. But you cannot stay more than 90 days. I hope you understand what I mean. Now, also understand that when it comes to proof of funds, if you are showing the visa officer that you are a salary earner, you need to also show them that you have a pay slip, you have a job. Okay, if you are showing them that you are a business owner, also show them your business account probably, and also maybe your personal account. It's important. And show them the business registration documents. And in addition to that, if you are using a sponsor, try to bring a sponsorship letter. But I will not advise you as a person, as an adult, to actually use a sponsor if you are going abroad as a tourist. Why should you, as a tourist, be using a sponsor? If you do not have money, you shouldn't be going for vacation, right? This is the way I think. I'm not saying that it is totally not okay for you to use a sponsor, but I just think that trying to use a sponsor as an adult, not to talk of a couple, it's not going to speak good of you, because it clearly shows that you do not have the money. And if you do not have money, it's not good to go on vacation. I hope you understand. It's just logical thinking. But it is not stated somewhere that you can't use a sponsor. You can use a sponsor. But to me, please build your own bank account. Also understand that if you are working, you need to show employment contracts, and you also need to show a leave letter. You cannot be going for vacation or for visits or anywhere, leaving your job without a document to show that you are on leave. Okay, ask yourself, if you own a company, can you just wake up one morning and say you are going for a vacation? No, you have to show a document to show that you are on leave from your company. Because if you are the CEO of your own company, of course, you have to prove that you are the CEO. You own the company. That way, you don't need to show anybody anything. But if you work with a company, you need to definitely tell them that this is my leave letter from this day to this day. And always try to get your visit, maybe your tourism, your vacation or whatever, from 15 days, 20 days maximum. You can stay 5 days, 7 days, but I will not advise you to say you want to go for maybe visit, or maybe you are going for tourism and you want to stay 5 days. what is 5 days all about? Just pick maybe 8 days, 10 days, but don't go above 20 days because sometimes this thing is tricky. It's not all about documentation. You can still have these documents, but logical thinking between their documents and the visa officer might get you a rejection. So you have to also be calculative here. And also understand that, like I said, if you're a business owner, do not forget your tax document. I've spoken to people for some time now because I talk to people on appointments, right? If you want to book appointments, check the video description box. Many people are telling me they do not have a tax document, they don't pay tax, which is not a good sign. But again, I totally understand. But if you are applying for something like this, trust me, documentation's very important. Another document you should show is that you have ties to your home country. Now, ties to your home country means that you have some things that will bring you back to your home country after your visit, or maybe your tourism vacation or whatever. But understand, what is your ties to your home country? Do you have kids back home? Are you married? If yes, show documents. Then if you have a business, show documents and equally show that you are legal. Your business is legal. And also, if you own maybe a real estate, you are a CEO of a company, of course, bring evidence. It's not by writing with your mouth. And remember, if you are going for vacation or you are going for, especially for tourism, you have to write a cover letter explaining to them how your finance is going to look like, the total money you have, or the amount of money you are going to spend, and how much will be left when you are back. All this explanation is so important. And of course, where you are going to be staying, where you are going to visit, on which day, and which day you are going to leave that country back to your home country. Very important. This is a cover letter. And if you also have maybe a tour with a tour company in Europe, and you also have a letter from this tour company to show that you've actually booked a tour with them, that will also help you greatly. I hope this helps you. This is if you have these documents, and of course, you just need to apply, do the necessary registration, pay for your visa fee, submit your documents. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe sometimes before 2 weeks, you should get a reply. And see you in Europe and you carry on with your life from there. So I think these are the most important things you need to know about tourist visa, visit visa, business visa, medical visa, conference visa, all in bracket the Schengen visa. So if this was helpful, please do not forget to share the video. Share the video, guys. Share the video for me. Thank you so much. We meet again in another one. Bye bye.